On Thursday, May 19, 2022, during a conference with Supreme Master Television team members, our most benevolent Supreme Master Ching Hai provided some fascinating details about another planet, which she shared from her diary and later graciously gave her insights on questions and good news brought up by the team.
This is on the 28th of April. Just because I saw one of the UFOs that people display on the internet, but they don't know where it's from and if it was a UFO or what. It is a UFO though.
Oh.
The special vehicle from other planets that are more advanced than us. But to tell you the truth, except hell, every other planet is more advanced than us. Such a story and that story. Because we keep killing each other and destroying everything. I know this UFO came from only about 152 light years from our Earth. I call it DIW, D-I-W, DIW planet.
Oh.
They just came to check out our world. Why we have sent so many signals of trouble and discord.
Oh.
But they cannot help much.
Oh. Understand.
Even if they help us now to erase all the wars that we have, humans will continue to kill each other. If not the next day, then maybe next week, next month, next year. If it's not next door, then another next door. I came just to check out to see why it's so noisy here, yeah, and so much lamenting and sorrowful wailing that I can hear. There's nothing lost in the universe. Our brutality toward each other and other beings shook heavens and earth. I told you already.
Yes, Master.
Shook the universe even.
Oh.
Because that's a kind of dark energy, but powerful dark.
Right.
Yes.
Maybe you don't feel it, but everyone else does, okay? Even the ghosts and demons, they all feel it. That's why they are attracted to our planet, because of this kind of dark and powerful energy that they can thrive on.
Oh.
Yes.
Just like heaven beings, they thrive on the light and the love of God, that kind of energy. Any other questions?
We have some other questions about Ukraine, if you're okay.
Tell me.
Master, Russia has expelled dozens of French diplomats out of Russia, including a total of 85 embassy staff from France, Italy, and Spain. As France or Macron seems now to be friendly with Russia, why would Putin do that, Master? Expel the French diplomats?
I told you it's only a one-way affair, no? Yeah. Even though President Macron tried hard to be diplomatic or affectionate, supportive with the Russian president, but it doesn't amount to much. Maybe they don't like the French, okay?
Oh, right.
Yeah. People like to go to France because it's famous. It's for tourists and coffee shops. But like me, I like vegan French cakes and coffee, vegan French cheese, stuff like that, yeah?
Yes.
People love France for that. But maybe they don't like the French people.
Yes, Master. Right.
Maybe they don't like them. That's why they threaten France so heavily.
Oh, yes.
And then just the one minister says something and they threaten the whole of France. And even not just President Macron, but Madame Marie Le Pen. Madame Marie Le Pen was very pro-Russia, pro-Kremlin, and one time she visited him.
Yes.
And it's printed in the newspaper, I read it somewhere, that Putin told her that Russia doesn't interfere in French voting system, voting affairs. So it says straight like that. Maybe she wanted him to support her, to help her in some way, financially or some other secret way, to become a French president.
Yes, Master.
Because this is the third time that she applied as a presidential candidate, and she fell again. But this time she gained a lot more votes than usual, almost half.
Wow.
She gained maybe 41 or 42%. That's a lot more than before, more than 40% anyway. And Macron gained 58%, the majority.
Yes.
Both don't need the Russian backing anyway. Who knows, maybe their visit also has some influence for them, for both.
Right.
Quietly, maybe underneath.
Yes, Master.
I don't know why they think like that. Because there was a scandal, a rumor that Russia helped Trump to gain votes in that presidential election of 2016.
Yeah.
Yes.
But after so much research from the FBI, even CIA, they found nothing.
Right.
No trace of it. And they still worry about that. You know, every time some problem, oh, Russians. You know,
Yes.
Russians made it. Russians behind it. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And because the president of Russia and President Trump were on friendly terms,
Yes.
Yes,
That's
Master.
right.
Trump wants peace.
Yes.
Yes, Master.
So he made friends with enemies
Right.
Yes.
to destroy the enemy.
Yes, Master.
So when he was there, there's nothing of the such, no threat, nothing, not moving in the war direction. After he's down, that's it. Boom. Everything has gone chaotic
Right.
and unpeaceful.
Yes, Master.
From the North Korea threat to Russia and to who else I can't remember anymore. Okay?
Yes, Master.
Taliban or other rebel groups in Afghanistan and in Pakistan and other places, small and big area, in Mali, in Africa somewhere, in so many places, small or big.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
And Ukraine is the most explosive one and the most sudden.
Yes.
There was no one in advance except for those times that Russia prepared at the border.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
But that was very short. I told you it's only one-way street.
All right, Master.
All right. What else?
I have another question, Master.
Tell me.
There's over 260 Ukrainian soldiers from the Azovstal steel plant in Mariupol. They were evacuated to Russian-controlled territories. Now, some prominent people in Russia are labeling them as terrorists.
Yeah.
Why would they call them that, Master?
Why not? Because their President Zelensky is a fascist and
Yes.
and a what?
Nazi.
Nazi. So if they're terrorists, why are you surprised, huh?
Yes, that's right.
I don't know if there any other vocabulary that Putin can use to label anybody he wants.
Yes, Master.
Yeah.
Also, the reason is because right now, Ukraine Independent Court is investigating war crimes with evidence from maybe some individuals, crazy Russian youngsters.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
They're only 20, 21, or 18, 17 even.
Yes.
Yes,
So
Master.
they probably don't know how to handle the situation. And they may be scared.
Yes.
Yes.
So they just shoot before being shot at. They rather shoot before others, the so-called enemies, shoot at them.
Yes.
Yes.
Either that or maybe they are a crazy person or sadistic. There are all kinds of mentalities in any society, especially in the army. When they group together, there are all kinds of ego, all kinds of mental states of mind, all kinds of sickness also.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Mental sickness, psychological disorder, etc.
Yeah.
Yes.
But saying that doesn't mean that atrocities have not been committed
Right.
or should be just forgotten.
Yes.
The Ukrainian people, they have had their family members were shot for no reason.
Yes.
They have had their children raped and murdered.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
They cannot just say, okay, forget it because this guy is young.
That's
Yes,
right.
Master.
He didn't mean to or he's scared. It doesn't matter. A crime is a crime. They have to investigate.
Yes.
Yes.
Master.
And with so much evidence, they cannot just ignore it.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
Master.
That's true.
So Russia just wants to label, if they do label this hero of Ukraine as terrorist, it's the laughing stock anyway. Anybody will know.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
You come into people's country, and they defend their own country for their people, their nation, and you label them terrorists? Huh? It should be the opposite. Russia should be called terrorist.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right.
that's right.
Yes.
Yes.
That's true.
So you know the answer. Even a 5 years old can tell you.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
All right, good. Anything else?
We don't have other questions, Master, but we have some good news.
No, tell me. Good.
Yes, Master. Ukrainian officials say that troops have reclaimed some towns near Kharkiv in northern Ukraine. Military analysts also say Ukraine's northern campaign continues to successfully push Russian forces back towards the border.
Yes, they did. They even bought a big frontier post to put it there and take photographs together.
Yes, that's right.
Ми дійшли, пане президент, ми тут. Ось з нами прикордонник. Передаємо йому знак за нашою спиною, який знак? 910-1. Пане президент, ми дійшли.
They did take Kharkiv. They reclaimed many other areas as well.
Yes, Master.
It's just Mariupol is a bitter pill for both, for Russia as well. And they just want to take control of that, just for their interest, strategic gain.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
Just like they won Odessa and or Crimea for the controlling of the Black Sea. You see the ports of Ukraine, where Ukraine can export their wheat, oil, and other essentials to other countries by ship.
Yeah.
And it's quicker, because ships can carry more than trains or trucks can.
Yes, Master.
Russian troops were first driven back from Kyiv and now from around the eastern city of Kharkiv, where Ukrainian forces have been blowing up bridges to stop Russian advances. But while Russian troops are struggling to hold territory, their grip on the port city of Mariupol and a naval blockade in the Black Sea are strangling Ukraine, cutting off many imports and the export of the country's most important commodity, grain. The head of the World Food Program made a direct appeal to President Putin to let Ukraine export its grain for the sake of global food security.
It is absolutely essential that we allow these ports to open, because this is not just about Ukraine. This is about the poorest of the poor around the world who are on the brink of starvation as we speak. So I ask President Putin, if you have any heart at all, to please open these ports.
So they control that. That's what they wanted. They want to control the whole Ukraine, but they failed. They failed at Kyiv, so they just turned to lesser areas just to claim something. These strategic points.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Good news. Yeah, I saw that also, and I'm happy. Some part of me is happy. But there are many more suffering still. Mariupol, I hope the Ukrainian soldiers will reclaim it soon, just as they reclaim Kharkiv.
Yes.
Maybe slowly, but I think they will. They just cannot protect many points at the same time.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes,
So
Master.
maybe temporarily they let the soldiers come up. The soldiers did not want to. Their family wanted them to.
Yes.
And none wanted to. But maybe President Zelensky wanted to save their lives.
Yes.
That's why he probably ordered them to come out, even though they're Russians outside. Otherwise, they didn't want to say they wanted to fight to the end, even if they're agonizingly wounded or having injuries without medicine, losing arms and legs without any help.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Yes,
Master.
Master.
It's just that President Zelensky didn't want them to continue to die in such an agonizing way like that.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Probably he ordered them to come out. Not surrender, just tell them to come out to save them. Because if they are prisoners, they're still alive.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
And later, they already plan to swap prisoners.
Yes.
Yes.
Or just kick the Russians out altogether, then no need to swap anything.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Because their family requests.
Yes.
I saw some family members even went to P. Francis to beg him to help their husbands, who are the defenders, the soldiers in this steel plant down there.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
So maybe pressure from all sides. So they both, President Zelensky and the soldiers down there, are also thinking, okay, we better just ease it off for now, and we take it back later. Or we swap the prisoners, so at least the wounded will be treated, even treated under the Russian control. It's still better than losing their lives or dying in such a painful, agonizing, undignified way.
Yes,
Yes,
Master.
Master.
That's why it is. Otherwise, they wouldn't want to go.
Yes.
Right.
If they wanted to, they would have gone a long time ago. Or when they were wounded, they would go and surrender for treatment. They didn't.
Right.
That's
They
right.
didn't care about treatment even. They would bear it in there for months already.
Yes, Master.
They held out for nearly 3 months, living and fighting from tunnels designed to withstand nuclear attacks. Their resistance prevented Russia from consolidating its gains, and today Ukrainian officials called them heroes.
They'd fought even though they were outnumbered and surrounded. The steel factory was their last holdout, their Alamo. But it couldn't last forever.
Footage released by pro-Russian separatists purports to show some of the wounded who'd been holed up in Mariupol's steelworks for months. Late on Monday, the Ukrainian forces that occupied it ordered by President Zelensky to leave the last remaining stronghold in the southern port city. More than 50 of the most severely wounded were transferred to a hospital in a nearby town. Those who could walk out themselves were sent to another, both towns controlled by Russian-backed separatists. The Ukrainians insist that this is the start of a prisoner swap.
Papa, save Azov! Papa, save Azov!
The wives of the soldiers inside had begged the Ukrainian president to save their husbands. And this from the Ukrainian president himself, a carefully worded message, a demonstration of the tightrope he is walking here by way of a deal.
I want to stress that Ukraine needs Ukrainian heroes alive. That's our principle. I think that any reasonable person will understand these words. The operation to save the defenders of Mariupol has been started by our military intelligence. The work continues to return guys home, and this work requires delicacy and time.
Okay, next. Anything else?
Yes, next good news. The world's most powerful industrialized nations have announced Russia's territorial claims in Ukraine have no legitimacy. In the statements, the G7 said, "We will never recognize borders Russia has attempted to change by military aggression, and will uphold our engagement in the support of the sovereignty and the territorial integrity of Ukraine, including Crimea and all states."
Bravo, that's what I say. Don't give them anything, not even 1 inch. Because give them this, they want that.
Right.
Yes. Give them an arm, they want a leg. This type of mentality has no shame, no moral, no reason, no logic, nothing. Just go and kill.
Yes.
And take their land and then submit them to you because of terrorizing tactics. Just like they did in Finland some decades ago. At that time, the Finnish people were also very gentle. And they just gave in to save people's lives.
Yes,
Master.
That's why this time they didn't wait to join NATO. They already officially submitted. And NATO already accepted their submission. But protocol must discuss and all that. And the Finnish government even said to their citizens to brace themselves and their shoulders already. Because they say in the waiting period, we are vulnerable. It is like that. Because they're not officially a NATO member.
Yes.
So Russia could just come in and attack them. But when the president of Finland talked to Putin, he was supposed to have said, why, we don't threaten you. It's a mistake that you join NATO. But very calm.
Oh.
Not threatening or anything. Yeah, but cut electricity first.
Yeah.
My God, not threatening. Don't have to threaten, just do it.
Yes.
One way or another. Who knows what he'll do next. So Finland was rushing, say, we join. Don't wait further. And the whole nation supports it. Parliament and everybody support that decision. First, they have to talk to each other within the country, their own government. And if they're all okay, then they join NATO.
Yes.
Yeah, they already give the application. It's official.
As we've reported, Sweden's Prime Minister Magdalena Andersson today announced that her country would join NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, ending more than 200 years of military non-alignment. The announcement follows a similar one this weekend from neighboring Finland.
Finland and Sweden's decision to apply to join NATO really does represent a historic shift. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has really proved it to be a really unreliable and positively dangerous neighbor. It's caused Finland and Sweden to perform a really dramatic U-turn on decades of previously non-aligned security policy.
They are ready to attack a neighboring country.
Om Sverige skulle bli det enda EU-landet i Östersjöregionen som inte är medlem i NATO, då skulle vi hamna i ett mycket utsatt läge.
The invasion of Ukraine has changed everything. In 2017, 22% of Finns and 32% of Swedes supported joining NATO. Today, those numbers are 76% in Finland and 53% in Sweden.
Och därför anser jag att vi måste välja sida. Och då väljer jag NATO alla dagar i veckan framför Ryssland.
I used to be against it, but after the war in Ukraine, I'm like very much for it.
Say that they would kill everyone and that they would change everything.
This really shows that actions have consequences and that they sometimes have quite the opposite consequences of what might be intended. Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine partly on the pretext that Ukraine was about to join NATO. And so there's a quite remarkable irony. The very expansion of NATO that Putin was seeking to prevent, he has actually caused.
Do you fear it could be seen as a provocative gesture by Vladimir Putin?
Well, my response would be that you caused this. Look at the mirror.
In an extraordinary move, a Russian military analyst and retired general told Russian state TV that the war saw no good outcome for Russia.
Ну как-то, что мы в полном геополитическом одиночестве. И практически против нас, ну как бы нам это не хотелось признавать, весь мир.
It's not like, okay, if you want to join NATO, you just jump in. It's not like that. There are many conditions, many requirements on whether you can join NATO or not.
At the moment, Turkey has said they opposed it.
What can Turkey do anyway? I mean, it's just because there are some conditions in the NATO policy. They ask many questions whether or not the country can join according to this and that requirement.
Yes.
And maybe one of the requirements is that whether or not in your country, your government ever oppressed any minority or was aggressive or anything like that.
Yes, Master.
Or maybe tendency or siding with terrorist groups, things like that.
Yes.
Yes.
And Finland is supposed to be reportedly siding with the Kurds.
Yes, that's right.
And the Kurdish people are the so-called enemy of Turkey or President Erdogan.
Yes.
Yes.
So they use that, trying to split hairs.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
But I don't know if they have evidence enough. Because Finland was a neutral country.
Yes, Master.
Yes.
So being neutral, they don't make enemies or side with anybody.
Yes.
Yes.
So because of that, maybe they're friendly or just neutral with the Kurdish people or Kurdish group.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that they're against anybody else.
That's right.
It's just like Switzerland, they're neutral.
Right.
If France and Germany were fighting, they probably don't join any of them. And they really broke their protocols, helping Ukraine to some degree. But they didn't help at all in the end because they stopped Germany sending some equipment, some important, big, relevant equipment to Ukraine because of their neutrality.
Yes, Master.
They do help some themselves, but they don't let Germany send more weapons. Maybe by Switzerland, maybe Germany has their companies there.
Yes, Master.
Yes, Master.
Just like many companies go to China and make business there, open companies there, like that.
Yes.
But I'm not happy either when they're killing.
Yes.
But there are some possessed by demons. For example, like that young soldier just killing all innocent children and all that.
Yes.
A lot, many of them, who has nothing to do with him who didn't harm him.
Yes, Master.
Oh, my God. So because of this trial of the war crimes, so Russia wants to step up their level of accusation.
Right.
Go a step further.
The Ukrainian government said they'll be part of a prisoner swap. But Russia said tonight it's considering labeling the Ukrainian soldiers members of a terrorist group and will investigate each fighter for possible crimes against civilians. It appears to be Russia's way of pressuring Ukraine not to put more Russian soldiers on trial for war crimes.
Not just war crimes, but terrorists.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. You go into somebody's country, I told you already, and then bomb the hell out of everybody and then accusing their defenders as being terrorists.
Ridiculous.
This is just too much.
Yeah.
Oh, God. There is no moral limit, no shame, nothing. I just felt sorry for Putin because I'm thinking how he's going to suffer endlessly and inconceivably in hell, and it will be like eternity, and he doesn't even know it. My God, how ignorant can human beings be? Even if you are devil, you should know that there is the law of cause and retribution for everyone, no matter if you're king or slave or street stripper or champion in the world. It's the same. Everybody has to go under this law. Cause and effect.
Yes, Master.
Like if you plant an apple seed, you will have an apple tree. It's so simple. He doesn't know it. My God.
Yes, Master.
Nobody can help him. That's why I feel sorry for him.
Yes, understand, Master.
But of course, that doesn't mean that I could ignore all the atrocities that he did to the Ukrainian people.
That's right.
I don't know how to explain all this. I don't know why people can be like this. It's also influenced by the negative power.
Yes.
That's one way I also feel sorry.
Yes, Master.
That devil should never exist. And because we also partially are creating the devil by the bad energy that we emit through killing and being bad and denying God.
Yes, Master.
I mean, the humans living like there is no tomorrow, not caring who dies or who lives, who dies and how, as long as you are good. It's terrible.
Yeah, I understand.
Why do you feel sorry for Putin, Master?
I don't know, my love. It just came naturally like that, and it's still lingering there. Together with my sorrow and anguish for the Ukrainian victims and their nation, and the injustice and unfairness of it.
Yes, Master.
Maybe because I know he's also badly damaged by bad energy and the bad influence of, for example, this killer entity from the black hole.
Yes, ma'am.
It is the atmosphere in our world that breeds this type of energy and this type of entities like Putin.
Yes, Master.
I did not want it. I did not even think of him. I never thought I would feel sorry or love for him, just like a mother's love for the son that much.
Yes, Master.
And I don't even know him. I never met him or talked to him. He has nothing to do with me. And for all that he does, I expected that I would hate him.
Yes, Master.
But I did not expect that I would love him or feel sorry for him.
Yes, Master. That's just a natural way of a master. I feel love for everything.
But I'm surprised myself too. Why would I love an entity like that?
Yes, Master.
The whole world hates him and curses him. Why does such a love come over me?
Yes, I understand.
I feel so sorry and so like I would want to comfort him that much.
Yes.
And tell him to turn around now. But of course, nobody would listen to me. Least of all, Putin. I talk to all the sane people in the world, and not many listen to me anyway. If they don't harm me, it's already God's blessing, God's protection. I'm also surprised that this love has come over me. I cannot help it. It's still there.
Oh.
I mean, it's not all day or night. Like whenever I think about it, it's still there. I thought it was just for that moment.
Yeah.
Maybe something touched me. Maybe his face looked sad or something that touched me that day, that moment, maybe. But it's still there. This kind of very unattached, unconditional love.
Yes.
Understand, Master.
But very, very real, very deep, and very surprising to me.
Wow.
I never thought I would have this kind of love for a person or entity like Putin.
Yes, Master.
Could it be that he's praying inside or something that reaches you, or no?
Possible. But I could not find out. Heaven doesn't let me know anything. I just feel this love for him. Probably if I have enough time to meditate and deeply investigate it, then maybe I would know why.
Yes, Master.
But right now, I truly don't have time.
Yeah, understand.
Time for praying for world, vegan, for the animal people. Time for praying for humans. Time to pray for individual countries like Ukraine or Syria or whatever country in trouble.
Yes. Yeah.
I guess it's just something from inside.
Yes.
It's just something natural. It doesn't come out. And I had a vision of him, like He was kneeling in front of me, next to me, and I feel like he wants me to embrace him or put my hand on his head to say, it's all right, I forgive you. I do forgive him. And I told him, I do forgive you. It's just that I don't know if other souls will forgive you or not. He said to me, sorry, while he was kneeling like that in front of me.
Yes, Master.
Like a very close, no feeling of fake embarrassment or shyness or any distance. And I truly feel that I feel love for him. And I feel that he truly is repentant. But how can I even show this to anyone else? I say I pray that heaven forgives you. I do forgive you. And I do have love for you. That's all I can say. And he just didn't want to go. He just knew there and wanted me to put my hands on his head.
Wow.
Just that's all. Just a feeling, you know, he did not demand.
Yes.
Ah, man, it's very difficult to live in this world. You just can't have things black and white. And people do crazy things under influence sometimes.
Yes, Master.
Like a demon took over the body and the mind, and then they use that body to create havoc. And the real soul of that person might not want it, might not want any violence, or might feel really repentant, but the mind might not know it. That's the thing.
Yes, Master.
I don't think Putin will ever come and kneel in front of me and ask for forgiveness like that. He didn't ask for forgiveness. He just said sorry. Just one word. Sorry. You know, and really he was very sorry.
Yes, Master.
I couldn't feel that. He didn't have to fake it.
Yeah.
That was between the souls. Soul talk. Perhaps that's why I feel like he really repents and truly feels sorry. But I don't know what else to do. I keep telling him, Putin, just call your troops home first, okay? Then I see what else I can do for you. I'll do my best. But I don't think this is mind talk. It's soul communication. And I'm not sure if his soul can get to his mind to tell the mind what to do. So that will answer your question.
Yes, Master. I hope his soul is strong enough to be able to talk his mind out of it, out of the Russian invasion.
Yes. The sooner, the better for him.
Yes.
And of course, much better for the poor, innocent Ukrainian people.
Yes, Master.
I'm torn, you know. I'm torn daily, seeing, hearing their suffering and pain, and feeling so frustrated and helpless.
Yes, Master.
But karma is karma. It felt he's truly, humbly sorry. But I cannot do anything with other souls, whether or not they forgive him.
Yes, Master.
That's for them to decide. I do hope they forgive him also. What's the use of carrying the big burden of hatred and vengeance in your heart? It just makes you feel more heavy in your mind and in your feeling.
Yes.
But it's difficult to forgive people. It's difficult. That's why we continue to have war and hatred and sorrow and pain and pandemic and disaster and hunger and all that. Because the hatred cannot dissolve. The hatred energy. And it keeps clinging to these people who carry the hatred and vengeance program, wanting to revenge.
Yes.
I just hope one day, either this or that, maybe the hatred will be dissolved, and that we will have peace. World vegan, world peace.
Yes.
That's all we have to do. All people go vegan, all people make peace. It's not difficult.
No, Master.
It's doable. It's just people are too fixed in their own way and they don't want to change.
Our immense thankfulness for merciful Master's guidance of humanity towards a more noble and uplifted world, as well as her loving sacrifices and blessings during this important time on earth. We pray that we may all open our hearts to unconditional love in order to accept each other as brothers and sisters, to achieve real and lasting equality between all pure, beloved children of God. May this love help us adopt the peaceful vegan diet for a brighter and more tranquil planet. We wish Master safety and vigorous health in the kind assistance of all splendid heavens. To learn of the intriguing details about the planet described by Master in relation to a recent UFO sighting captured from Earth, as well as more of her wisdom and some recent world events, please tune in to Between Master and Disciples at a later date for the full broadcast of this conference. Also, for your reference, please check out the previous related fly-in news or Between Master and Disciples conferences such as Fly-in News, Treasure Others' Lives by Making Peace. Only peacemakers can go to heaven. To believe in humanity and goodness is to help each other. There are no excuses for invading a country. Positive changes in the world in support of Ukraine. Representatives of the positive power are beneficial to humankind. The bigger you are in society, the humbler you should be. Between Master and Disciples. Governments worldwide must stand with Ukraine. Powerful countries must be courageous and help Ukraine. Heaven is aiding Ukraine in the war between good and evil. Supreme Master Ching Hai's thoughts on the urgent situation in Ukraine. The world left Ukraine to fight alone. Inspiring good news in support of Ukraine. Big powers did not keep their promise to Ukraine. The united spirit of the Ukrainian people shines before the world. Ukraine's noble willpower is stronger than Russia's force. Two friends.